Last episode, I told you Superman beats the Sentry. I also told you the Void might count as magic. I was wrong about that, and being wrong makes this fight worse for him, not better. Superman versus the Void. Same Superman as last time, post-crisis. Main continuity, no all-star numbers. The Void at its siege peak, which is the version that killed a god and leveled a city of gods. No prep. In character. And this time we are doing it in a populated city, because the Void's entire method is what it does to everything around you, and an empty field would quietly delete the thing that makes it dangerous. That change matters more than any stat on this page. You already know the numbers, so I am going to spend this beat on the thing that actually decides the fight. Superman does not kill. That is the shorthand, and it is wrong. Post-crisis Superman is not a man who has never killed. He is a man who killed once. Superman number 22, 1988, John Byrne. In a pocket universe, 3 Kryptonian criminals, Zod, Quetzal, Zaora, commit genocide. They murder everyone. And Superman, standing in the ruins of a world, decides there is no prison that holds them and no authority above him to hand them to. So he strips their powers with gold kryptonite, exposes them to green kryptonite, and executes them. Then he goes home and falls apart. A psychotic break. Self-imposed exile from Earth. He leaves the planet because he cannot be near people while carrying it. That is the man. Not someone incapable of crossing the line. Someone who crossed it once, for exactly the reason you would expect, and could not survive being the person who did. Remember that. It comes back. The Void is not a separate being. It is what is left of Robert Reynolds when the restraint comes off, and every time the Sentry uses his power, it gets stronger. Siege 2010 is its best showing, and it is genuinely frightening. It breaks the base of Asgard and brings the entire city down in rubble while Thor watches. It kills Ares. And when Loki turns on Norman Osborn, the Void does not beat Loki. It disintegrates him. Total atomic cancellation. An immortal deleted. Doctor Strange and Loki both attack it directly. Neither of them stops it. And that answers the question I left open last episode. The Void is not magic in the DC sense. It is a psychic, dark matter entity. And magic is something it shrugs off rather than something it is made of. Which means Superman's oldest weakness probably is not in play here. I would love to tell you that helps him. It does not. It just removes his excuse. Strength. Superman probably. Nothing the Void does is a lifting feat. It unmakes things instead of moving them. Speed. Superman clearly, and by a wide margin. Durability. The Void. Marvel's own reference describes it as, for all intents and purposes, almost completely impervious to harm, and Siege does not contradict that. Offense. The Void and it is not a comparison. Superman hits things. The Void cancels them out of existence. Weakness. Superman's are external and mostly absent today. The Void has exactly one, and it is not a substance or a spell. It is a man. Here is the part everyone skips. This fight has already been run. In Siege, Thor fought the Void and was losing. Iron Man had to take a crippled helicarrier and throw it at the thing like a bullet before Thor's, full lightning, could put Robert Reynolds in a crater. And then Reynolds, lying there, begged Thor to kill him. Thor said no, said he would make him answer for his crimes in a prison cell. And while Thor was saying no, the Void started coming back. Canon already ran the merciful option. It lasted one panel. It opens the way you would expect. Superman is faster, and for about 90 seconds that is enough. He is inside its reach before it finishes forming, driving it up and out of the city, doing exactly what he always does. Move the fight away from people. The Void lets him. It has no reason to hurry, and it has already worked out what he is. So it goes back down. Not to fight him. To start unmaking a city block while he watches. And now Superman is doing 2 jobs. Catching what falls and hitting what is dropping it, and the Void is doing one. Every time he chooses the building over the enemy, and he chooses the building every single time, it costs him ground. He wins the exchanges. That is the cruel part. He lands everything, and nothing lands back in any way that matters, because there is nothing there to break. Tendrils go through him. What they touch stops existing. Eventually, he does what Thor did. He goes through it, all the way down, and finds Robert Reynolds, unconscious, human-sized, breathing, at the bottom of the thing. And Superman stops, because the fight is over, and the problem is not. The only method anyone has ever made work is lying in front of him with a pulse, and he is not going to do it. He will contain it. He will take it somewhere. He will find the third option. The Shadow is already standing back up behind him. The Void wins the fight Superman is willing to have. Not on power. This is closer than last episode, and he is not outgunned. It is the win condition. The Void's only known counter is killing a human being who is, at that moment, unconscious and harmless, and the man on the other side is the one person in comics least able to do that. He is capable of it. Superman 22 proves he is capable of it. That is the whole tragedy of this matchup. He is not beaten by something he cannot do. He is beaten by something he can, and the last time he did it, he left the planet over it. So he only wins by becoming an executioner for the second time in his life. Ask yourself whether that is a win. That is the actual question, and I do not think the stats have anything to say about it, which raises an uglier one. What happens when a Superman stops hesitating permanently? Next episode, Superman vs. Injustice Superman. Same man. No line.